Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, back with another SH Figuarts Star Wars action figure review. Today we will be having a look at Mando. That's short for Mandalorian. Sorry, there's a lot of glare going on there at the moment. But this is SH Figuarts' first release from the Mandalorian. I hope we see a lot more to come. But there is the front of the box where you can see a lot of glare. Has Star Wars, the Mandalorian on it. Pretty well see the whole figure and all its accessories through the front there. Good for inbox collectors, but that ain't my style. Side of the box has a picture of the Mandalorian figure. The back shows the figure in some different poses you can get it into. Not much going on this side, top, bottom, and the front again. So now I'm going to take a second, get everything out of the packaging so we can have a closer look at it. Alright, the Mandalorian is out of packaging, and to the top of his head he stands almost 6¼ inches tall. And for Mando's accessories, you get a bunch of different hands. You got these open hands. Paint and sculpt on them's pretty nice. You get some trigger fingers, one with a little tighter grip for the pistol, one with a little bigger grip for the rifle. And for those trigger finger hands, you get another gripping hand so you can put the rifle down in the other hand. And then you get these hands, and I don't know if these are also to hold the other end of the rifle or what, but I mean, they look like they would hold a pair of binoculars or something, but we don't get binoculars. You get this empty holster. It's got a couple little peg holes in it because you can take the strap off of that one, put on this one. You get his pistol blaster. You get this tiny little piece that goes in his strap over his shoulder, and that's supposed to be for when he is holding his rifle. You get this extra centerpiece for his rifle, and it's for when you want to peg the rifle in on his back. You got to swap out the middle. And then you get the actual rifle itself. It's probably my favorite accessory. I loved when he used this in the show, disintegrating Jawas. Just seemed like a badass rifle. And they did a really good job on it. All the different paints, the sculpt is really good. So really dig how this came out. So that's all for his accessories. Now we'll compare him to a few other figures. And speaking of disintegrating off-world Jawas, on the right we have the Black Series off-world Jawa. And on the left we have that heavy Mandalorian figure by Black Series. And to be two different figure companies, they're all looking really cool together. Okay, now here he is with a couple more Black Series figures. On the left we have the Black Series IG-11, which was pretty much just IG-88 with these new straps on. And on the right we have the Black Series The Child, looking really cute and tiny. And last but not least, here he is with an SH Figuarts Stormtrooper. And this Mandalorian figure is making its rounds on YouTube right now with all the reviews. And everyone is saying the head is too small. And I didn't really agree when watching the videos, but having it in hand, I definitely agree. Look at the Stormtrooper's helmet compared to the Mandalorian's helmet. A human head could go in here. A human head would be smashed in this. So I definitely think they screwed up the scaling a little on the head. That being said, it really don't bother me that much. That's all for accessories and comparisons though. Now we'll move on to the actual figure itself. And aside from it being a little bit too small, I really love the helmet on this. I can't wait to get that Beskar version. For now, I'm super happy to have this one. I mean, what was this one? Basically just episode 1. All the armor looks really good. It's kind of beat up. To be beat up and stuff though, it's all just a little too clean, I feel. You have some of the ding marks that don't even have paint in them for some reason. And the back especially, all those beat up marks sculpted in, but no paint on them. I mean, that's something I can easily go in and dry brush some silver in, but I shouldn't have to, that's the point. But it's a good thing the cape covers this back because there's not a lot going on. Unpainted, the back of this knee pad looks weird. So, yeah, it's a good thing this cape covers it. And another thing about this cape, it is about lifeless. It just, that's what it does. It don't really move or bend or, I mean, that's it. But I will say, thank God it ain't plastic at least. And it does look really nice where they bunched it in under the armor up here and under his neck. And the rest of the armor and stuff looks really good. I mean, it's really show accurate. Really dig this knee pad on the front. I like all his extra ammo and stuff on him. So really dig the overall look. And for articulation on this Mandalorian, can't get his head to go up that high, get him to look down that much. You get some pretty sweet pivot, so he can look at the child with confusion when he picks up a giant mud horn. These shoulder pads have a pretty cool joint on them. You can move them down and up. That way you get them out of the way and can put them wherever you need when you move the arm. So you can tuck them in and get your arm up nice and high. Then when you put your arm down, you can move it back up. And your arm will go all the way around, no problem at all. It has a cut for an upper bicep swivel here, but man, if it works, it is super tight, and that's really all I can get out of mine. Really good double bend at that elbow. Wrists are pegged in and on a hinge. You can get a little bit of crunch forward, a little bit back. Can get some good side-to-side pivot, and it will swivel there at the waist. Legs will kick forward that far. They'll kick back, not so much. They get that Mando butt. Out to the side, not too bad. Although it looks like his nuts are popping out his thighs. Then you get some new type drop down on that hip. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. It's like a whole solid piece in there instead of the old barbell system they used to have. So you can pop that down, make them a little taller if you want. Maybe get a little more movement. You also get swivel there. Ooh, a squeaky swivel. Good double bend at the knee. Got some rotation at the ankle, and it is on a hinge, which doesn't really go forward much. Goes back pretty good. You do have toe articulation. And he has big feet. And another complaint that I've seen a lot of people had is that this stuff tends to pop out of this hole because for some reason they made the peg go all the way through into the chest plate. So anytime you move any way, you know, it's going to pop that out. I'm probably going to have him displayed with the rifle most of the time, which means I'll need to use this tiny little peg, and I will show you the problem with that. So you peg it in there, it looks fine and all, then a couple movements and it pulls it out. I mean, you can see how it's completely dislodged in there. At least it didn't fly out of the belt, so I guess as long as it don't come out of that belt and fly across the room, you know, it's all right with me. It is a very weird system they went with here with this rifle. Like they overcomplicated this rifle so much, I just don't get it. Oh, and there it went. It actually fell out. Almost went into the floor, and I probably would have never found it. But to peg that rifle in on his back, you actually have to take this apart, put this one on, peg this strap into it, get it onto his back, and I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, at this point, it would have been easier just to put magnets on both of them. They really over-designed this one. I don't get what they went for there. Swing and a miss. But I'm going to pose Mando up now, and we will wrap this review up. Alright, another little complaint while I was trying to get this thing posed up. I've been messing with this rifle for a little bit, and you really can't get a good rifle pose with him, like where he's looking down the scope. You know, how you should be using a rifle with a scope on it. This is really the best I could get. So as far as holding that rifle, you're not going to get a proper look with it. I fear it may be impossible. I've been trying. Alright, so there's Mando posed up. He's checking the child out. The child's checking him out. I will say you can get him in a kneeling pose really good. And I'm sure you could get him in some cool gunslinging pistol poses. But as far as that rifle, you're just not going to be satisfied with how he holds it. But I feel like I complained a lot about a figure that I actually really do like. I mean, it is a really nice representation of the Mandalorian from the show. I guess it just missed the mark a little bit on expectations. You know, SH Figuarts is a higher end import figure company, so I guess you expect a little better. Sometimes they miss the mark a little bit. Sometimes they overthink things just like anybody else. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing and review. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye for now. Hey, do you know Yoda?